Good morning, everybody. This time I'm gonna check Bitcoin DXY and SPX to find some correlation and to see if we can find the incoming direction of the markets. So everybody cares about Bitcoin, right? At this point, I was thinking that we're gonna have some sort of an ending diagonal. It's still possible. I'm gonna get there, but with the current chop, there are more and more possibilities on the micro count, and it doesn't really help to find a perspective in a good Elliott wave pattern. That's why I think that the best would be that we hold on to the algo targets, which is still here for me, the 1618 and 175, where I'm waiting for it to drop. But I also labeled this other green area here because of the obvious support, and I think there's also one other algo there. Probably in yeah, it's 1.23 from the wave B. That was it. Okay, from this B. So current move, I was thinking, okay, since we set ABC of the first wave of an ending diagonal, back to it, so zigzag, flat X and AB, and then we need a motive wave to complete structure. So ABC for 1, ABC for 2, and now we set A, and I thought it's gonna be 3, 3, 5 for the wave B here, and then another impulse to end the third wave of the diag. However, this little wick went over the suggested end of this flat. So if we're gonna have some sort of wave 1 here, and now either we're making some sort of a flat for 2, 3, 4, 5 to end the C, because I really don't think that we bottomed. That would be a big wave B, comparing to the move of this A. That would be a really big retracement. So this can also develop in some sort of if we say that this was a wave A, B, and C of a 1, and then a 2, and a 3, 4, 5, to put your ending diagonal and then call it a B. Yeah, it's possible, but as you can see, not really clean on Elliott wave for the moment on the Bitcoin. There is the obvious algo from here to there. Now we're hitting the 50, and perhaps we're gonna end the pattern here on the 65 or 618, and then continue down to test these areas and complete the Elliott wave pattern. So I still think that either we're finishing B here or we're working on it, the B of the wave 3. And if we go further than this pivot here, then I'm gonna readjust the count and find another one that matches the price action. All right, where would this lead us? Well, if we call this thing an impulse, well, this is gonna be a corrective, and then we need another motive wave on a larger time frame. Okay, there's no count here. But really quickly, if you want to end something here with a double zigzag, and now we had a wave A, wave B, and wave C of a flat. Now let's say that this is your W, and now we're making an in-between move. So you can have a flat, and then you can have, but we needed a deeper move, because a strong guideline, if you have a sideways combination with the potential another move of a zigzag that would stop everybody, and everybody would go insane, and then to end everything with another 3-wave move. So let's just quickly explain it. Well, this would be your W, and then a flat as your wave W, and then another flat for your wave X, and then you can have a zigzag or a flat for your wave Y, and your Y would complete X, and then you have another 3-wave move to see the 10K. This really take a long time, so I cannot say that that's my primary, but I'm just putting it out there as a perspective of how we can reach to these targets. And most of the time market works, let's say that it brings the most pain in traders, because you think that it's gonna go lower here, but no, then it goes higher, and then everybody thinks it's 1, 2 and 3, off we go, but in fact it just puts X and another trap and another drop and another stop loss hunt. All right, in case we're building 1, well, this is going to be your 2, and then off we go for the 3, 4, 5 new cycle. Also as well, we can have an A, B and a C. Broad concepts, but most of you guys that are watching what I'm doing, you realize that I'm repeating similar ideas, which is kind of normal when you have a Elliott wave approach to the market. Elliott wave is mostly made to be used on a larger time frame, and I cannot really update the material every day or every third day. I mean, I can, but then I would change it all the time on a small time frame. All right, so the next one is going to be a DXY. So the macro count. So this descending pattern since the 1985, I would call it a leading diagonal. I mean, it fits the best, in my opinion, as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 contracting 1 with a slight let's say ugliness, because it ends in 3 wave. I mean, you can work it out so that this whole thing can be a corrective and we just have a flat, but this could be the only issue in the whole count that I made since the 85 up until today. Micro structures in the big picture should be also taken with a grain of salt, as Elliott stated himself, that the bigger picture should be the main guideline of your analysis and the market direction. So if we had a motive wave here, well, then we expect the corrective in between and another motive to end the pattern. So A, B, C, or a 5, 3, 5. Well, what's gonna be our in-between move? As far as I can see, it's a flat. I see them all the time. I guess I have an illness. So leading diagonal for the wave. Sorry, or this is gonna be another one. Okay, retracement of a flat, but in fact it's a zigzag. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This wave as well develops in a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for the wave 3. A slightly small wave for the wave 5, but still there's an impulse in there. And then impulse, corrective impulse for the wave B. So zigzag, zigzag, and now we need a motive wave, and we have one. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and some people measure from here, and then they say, well, this is not an impulse because wave 4 enters the wave 1. If you put your end, orthodox end of the first wave here, and you have a W, X and a Y combo, well, then the wave 4 doesn't enter the territory of wave 1, the terminus of wave 4, which is the most important thing. And then we had here some sort of a zigzag with a truncation, but the zigzag in a mode of flat. That's some sort of a new concept in Elliott Wave International, where even though this thing can subdivide in a 5, 3, 5, I truncate it here because this was an obvious impulse for me. This looks more like a flat than a zigzag. All right, so after that we had a clean impulse here, and now this looks like a disaster, but I'm gonna get there. Anyway, I think that the pattern ended here. So now we need a motive to go with dollar back to the Stone Age. Now let's zoom the current price action. gonna put it back to, will it work on 1 hour? No, that's too much. Let's go 4. All right, so 1 2 with a 1 2 3 ending diagonal in the 5th of the 3rd, 4 and 5 to end the 3 and the 4 and a 5 truncation. Now 3 3 and I'm thinking there's one more. So 1 2 with a 1 2 3 4 5 to end the inner third wave, and then we're building the 4, and now we're gonna go to the 5 as long as we complete the 4 if this was not the top. I don't think it was a top because you take your measuring thing and you put it at the end of the orthodox impulse or motive wave, and then the retracement is 0.38 for flats. This is a flat again. If you measure it from the top of the impulse over there, well, we're already touching it, and this is why we have a reaction. You put yourself a line chart and this becomes a bit cleaner. Do yourself a favor and do that often. On 1 hour, I suggest. So what's going on here right now? Well, if we go to 1 hour, what we can see is that we also have the bullish algo still holding, and they're gonna hold and defend here. So we have some sort of a descent there. Well, we're gonna have the last try of the push to end it, and then either we tank, and if we don't tank, well, this can be your only wave W, because yeah, contender for 2 1 2, and if we have a flat, well, a guideline for flat is the retracement to 0.38. I'm gonna remove this one so it doesn't bother. 0.38. However, it can be only W, and then we develop X and Y. What else do we have to know? Well, we know that if dollar drops, well, most likely Bitcoin is gonna go up. But if this decides to do some sort of a complex pattern with a flat W, for example, zigzag X, and then another zigzag Y, or a zigzag B, if this was an A and then a B and then a C can develop also in an impulse, and then we have another flat like this for A, B and a C. Algos don't care about Elliott wave. I'll repeat that. So we have a good contender for 2, and now we could continue tanking on dollar. What is the target for the dollar? Let's do this one. Okay, it's already there. Well, back to this then. 1-to-1 falls here. Will dollar go there? If I see 5, the oil play that they're gonna break this structure A, it's fine for me. But I think it's gonna go lower. All right, and the SPX in the end, still larger bias would be that we're tanking. So either we're correcting this wave or we're correcting the whole history. I'm gonna focus on the current move. All right, corrective, and then I had my corrective here with this being a motive, and then corrective flat, so A, B, impulsive, C, and this would be your corrective, and now we're forming a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C can go as far as it wants, and if not, if we're making just a corrective here, then I'm gonna go to discount 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and either we completed something else with this 5, or this is just gonna be wave 1, and then we have a 2 and then a 3, a 4 and 5, and if not that, well, then get ready for this. So corrective, A, B, C, corrective, impulsive, which is another form of a flat 3, 3, 5, just a little bit delayed. Okay, let's go there. the micro count and time frame. Okay, 1 hour. So I counted this wave as impulsive, and I have to also admit that I see it as well as a hybrid, as a 3-wave move as well. I can find a count for the impulse, but I can't see it as a 3-wave move. So if we had an impulsive wave A, red count, or wave 1, and now we build ABC, and now we build on the lower time frame, we also have an impulsive structure here, and now we're struggling back into this channel, back under the median line, so slight weakness. We can form another, so let's say that this was a 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5. Well, then in this case we have a 5, 3, 5, and this is going to be your wave C, and this could be your wave 4, and this goes well with the whole structure, this being a flat and this being a zigzag. So alternation in an impulsive structure between the wave 2 and the wave 5. Sorry, in between the wave 2 and 4. So this one is a sideways and this one is a sharp, let's say. And if we just tank, if this thing goes back to the Stone Age, well, we're gonna go back to this macro count that I suggested. So we're gonna watch this area, and then we're gonna see if we ended 5 here, and then another scenario that is the hidden one, let's say, then something like this could happen. 1, 2, and we ended 5, and you're thinking, okay, this was a C. Yeah, perhaps it was a C, but it also can be 1, 2, and a 1, 2, and then we go down as well. And I think that covers all for the moment on these 3 important assets, let's say, for the whole market. All right, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Life is like a box of chocolate. Thank you guys. Bye bye.